Hello and welcome to the Build-A-Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to assemble a Lego set, and I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote into the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. And if you feel like being a lurker, you can go ahead and lurk. Sorry, hold on. Let me take a little sip of a drink here. Ah, excellent. It's July 4th, and I did some grilling today. Hello, Lashbrook. Welcome, welcome. I'm happy to report that burgers and dogs tasted real good. My mom made homemade potato salad that was excellent, and it was a nice time. It was very easy, very relaxing, enjoyable for everybody. And yeah, that's about it. Also, inside this Lego Sega Genesis that I'm assembling, there is a Secret Sonic. Secret Sonic is here, everybody. Secret Sonic can hurt you and will hurt you. Go to the overhead. Well, yes, we are going to bundle up our Secret Sonic, so I did want to make sure that we got a chance to look at Sonic before Sonic goes away here on this screen. Might be a lightly viewed, live anyway, episode of the Build-A-Bear Workshop tonight. Could be light, which is okay. It happens. While I do certainly appreciate all of the viewers I have who do not live in the United States, there's certainly plenty of y'all that do. And some people are doing things. They are at cookouts. They are rapt attention. They're out somewhere to enjoy the upcoming fireworks displays. Whatever they're up to. They're watching, I don't know, I assume there is football on in some way, shape, or form. I don't have that information in front of me because I don't keep track of anything. I don't know if there are any games playing at the moment, but I just always assume that in World Cup season there is some sort of football that is playing, that is stealing attention and focus away from important things, like me streaming, doing my thing. Maybe you are pre-gaming for night 2 of Serendipity. The number of people watching my stream at this moment is so low that I can't guarantee, but I can only assume that the number of people watching right now, that there is a zero amount of people that know what I'm talking about when I just said serendipity. But basically, there is a concert happening, a musical performance. This is night 2 of Serendipity. It is HoloLive EN, the English HoloLive, are currently doing a sorry, hold on one second. I have to change something here. Wait, where is it? My goal of 90 subscribers we just hit 89. We just dropped down. So I got a notification saying like, hey, you're 1 away from your goal. But like, I know I'm not going to be 90 when all these end, so it's like it doesn't matter. So I'm currently at 89 subscribers, which is a high fine number. But anyway, what I was saying there is there's a currently, I believe that they have another performance later today. All of the English members, all HoloLive EN, which is a cover, has a VTuber company called HoloLive. They have an English branch, even though I don't know how many of the English branch now live in Japan, but it's like a good number of them now. Because I think Narissa Ravencroft just moved to Japan. Like a lot of them live in Japan, but whatever. It's still a English branch of that. They have a concert with all of the members, and now you might say to yourself, Pat, why are they all there live and in person if they're VTubers? And the only thing I can think of is the technology to make the concert a special 3D hologram style event. They need to be in a location together to interact with one another, I assume, as opposed to doing the interaction from afar. I actually don't know. And I don't know anyone that. That's not true. I do know someone I could ask about it, but we have not. So here's the. I've talked about this before. I don't know one of the VTubers in Hololive EN personally, but I do know very good friends of hers in real life. And it is one of those things where I was given advance notice, like, hey, this musician that we like is gonna become a VTuber. So and like a big deal VTuber thing. That this is happening, just so you know. And I was like, oh, okay. This is cool information for me to have. So like I am mutuals with a VTuber in Hololive. We like it is not, I have never reached out. I have never tried to use this connection for anything in pursuit of myself or any way, shape, or form. I like through our mutual did just say like, hey, if it ever comes up in conversation, just let her know that I think she's fantastic. Which is true, because I did think that she was fantastic as both a singer and a person that did a lot of performances in God, what is the name of that? VR chat. She did a lot of VR chat stuff, and I thought she was phenomenal in that. So like now it's like, oh yeah, okay. Side note, this is a weird fucking thing. YouTube's doing a weird fucking thing right now. So I watch VTuber content, right? I watch Hololive VTuber content, right? It is what it is. That is the thing that I enjoy. Some of the only YouTube, not the only, but some of the only YouTube live streams I watch are Hololive stuff, and I have a good time with it. You know, it's entertainment, and I'm enjoying myself. So so YouTube understands that I like these VTubers. So YouTube is like, well, you watch clips of the stuff, you know, especially like the Japanese VTubers. You watch clips of them that people have translated. You like that? And I'm like, yes, yes, YouTube. I do like that. You can serve me more of that. And they're like, okay, hey, do you want to watch some video stuff of people, of some of these VTubers before they were VTubers? And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah. What about this one who had, like, she did a lot of D&D stuff? Like, you want to watch her? Or this cosplayer that did a lot of, like, gaming streams. Do you want to watch a video of her? These two girls, they were, like, idols. And they had a lot of content. You want to see what they look like? And I'm like, no, I don't. Like, what are we doing here? In the same way that YouTube, through the algorithm, understands that when a VTuber quits a big organization and goes out independent, somehow through the algorithm, everyone gets recommended like their like test stream, because it's like, well, if you like Hololive VTubers, you're gonna like this former Hololive VTuber who is now their own character. And it's like, how do you know this, YouTube? I mean, yes, I do want to know about Nimmy Nightmare, but why do you know that, YouTube? Why do you know that I want to know about this? So that, I was like, I can kind of understand that. That's fine. Like, yeah, I want to know about Saba. I want to know about Doobie. All of these things sound insane that I am saying out loud, but these are names. Nimmy Nightmare, Doobie, Saba. These are all VTubers who in another life were Hololive VTubers. Clips of a Japanese VTuber I have never watched who was in Hololive. I have never watched one of her streams. When she became an independent streamer, I got like clips of her were like in my algorithm. And I was like, this is maybe going too far, YouTube. This is maybe too much. But anyway, this new thing where YouTube's like, but you want to see this like human person that is also the VTuber. And I'm like, I kind of don't. Like, look, there is something fascinating about that, right? Like, you could make the argument that it's interesting to see like what like the voice actor for Bender, Joe DiMaggio, like what he looks like. That there's something interesting about seeing that. That could be like you could make a, I think, a fine enough argument that there's something interesting about seeing what like well-known or not even famous of voice actors look like. Like the voice of Invader Zim kind of looks like what you think the voice actor for Invader Zim and Billy from Billy and Mandy would look like. Like that dude is like in your mind, if you think you know what that guy looks like, you are probably correct. And so there's something interesting about that. But a big element of VTubers is that they, unless they want to, don't reveal their personas, their public personas. And like, one of the ones that I got suggested clips of her, she has done some live stream stuff that has overlapped with her VTubing stuff, in that she's done it in the same time. And like, there's a clip of her concert that she performed in where someone said in the crowd said, "Thank you so much, Father," and she's just like, "I'm not your dad." And everyone laughed because the audience understood that the VTuber persona of her is like a father figure to other girls in the company. And it's just like, okay, that's a good little joke. But also, I don't need to know that. It's weird that YouTube was like, you want to know, right? Oh, you want to see this, right? You want to know? Like, I don't think I do. There is a unbelievably small part of me that kind of wants to know. I'm mildly convinced that there is another VTuber in HoloLive EN that I also know based on her voice. Like her voice, like it's one of those things where I'm like, if it's not her, I know someone in her family because her voice is so distinct and I remember it from comedy that I'm like, there's a non-zero. Like I have sent clips of this performer to friends of mine from that era going, "Hey, do you recognize this voice?" And one person was like, "Not at all." Another person thought of the same person I did. And I was like, is she a fucking VTuber in HoloLive EN? And I don't think that's it, but I do think that the person we both think of is related to this person. So like, there's a small part of me that's like, I kind of want to fucking know if I'm right or not. But that, again, is unbelievably small. And the wider, bigger thing is, it's none of my fucking business. Like, I don't need to know this, like, that stuff. Like, I've never been that guy. I've never been that guy that, like, wants to know, like, where people are, like, living. Like, I don't, if it's true that Keke Palmer is dating the Hot Ones guy, I don't want to know. It's not my fucking business. I don't have to know that stuff. There are some people that are very much convinced themselves that they need to know that shit. And I am not one of those people. I've never been one of those people. That shit's not, like, that's just not a thing I'll ever need to know. Sorry, if I get distracted tonight, it's because there are fireworks going off and I can hear them. And one of them just now kind of shook the place just a little bit and freaked me out just a little bit. We're putting some grading in here. There's an empty dead space in this, and now we're going to put this in here. We got to put some fins here for exhaust to escape, and also because it looks fucking cool. Hell yeah! There we go. But yeah, there's empty space in this, which is like technically correct, which is good. It's a good bit of business. Anyway, I'm just I'm like a little shook that the algorithm has decided I really want to know, like, what some of these VTubers look like in real life. Because again, it's none of my fucking business. I shouldn't know these things. Like, one of them, I am like aware of the singer. I am like, again, that I have a mutual with. I'm like aware of what she looks like and what her name is, and all of that. Like, I know who she is and what she's about. But it's like, I'm not gonna do anything with that. I'm not gonna like email her and be like, "Hi, I don't know. We have mutual friends. It's cool that you're a VTuber." Like, I don't know what to do with that. Wouldn't do anything with that. Okay. So I might have. Did I miss a step near? Or no? Okay. So this goes like this, and then that's gonna go there, and then those two are gonna go in front of that. Okay. I'm figuring this out. We're in bag 3 of 4, by the way. We've got 4 bags of Lego for this, and we are on bag 3. I do believe that we will certainly finish this tonight. There are stickers to apply. Normally on a Saturday, I kind of rush out of here. Right at the end, I'm like, ooh, I got to go because I have a standing engagement on Saturday nights after my streams. I don't have that tonight. So I can stay a little late to finish this up if we need to. I also know what I'll be building next. It's a model kit that's not Bandai. Very rarely do I work on plastic model kits not made by Bandai. Usually it's for like Initial D, it's some kind of car or something. In this case, it's just a company that makes model kits out of China, SNAA. They make model kits, and they made them. And it's not a bootleg of a Bandai kit, because we did that earlier this year. I did my first bootleg in a very long time. No, this is an original design. I just wanted to like take a chance on it and see if I would like it, and we'll find out. I don't know because I haven't built it yet. I will tell you the packaging pretty nice. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. We might get to that. We might get to that tonight, but we might not. We might just finish this up and be done with it. I don't know. There are stickers that need application, so it could take a little while to get this done. I will be doing the whatever I need to do as far as the build goes. Is that correct? Is that a slope? That's a slope, not a straight line. Okay, I think this is correct. But yeah, I will do whatever I need to do for the Genesis here. I will be doing the Mega Drive stickers as well because they give you plastic for both. So I could, if I wanted to, swap out these pieces here and swap out the other pieces and turn this into a Mega Drive. And I might, just for shits and giggles, I might swap those pieces out and make it look like the Mega Drive. I do have a little bit of a guide here for myself. As you can see, I know that I want to put the red pieces in here because it's a Genesis. But if I wanted this to be a Mega Drive, then I would use these pieces. So I just wrote a little X everywhere there's a step that I don't want to do, just so that I make sure that I don't make a mistake. So that's just for me. But the pieces that I don't use, I will put aside, and then I might just, depending on time tonight, I might just go ahead and, these are various knobs that were red to give it a little more color, because although I will say, in every instance, I think the Genesis just looks better. Obviously, the Mega Drive is a cool name. There's one thing. The Mega Drive has a gold plate that says 16-bit, and the US version is not. It's not gold. So the Mega Drive is better in one instance, and that is the 16-bit badge. That badge is better. We didn't get this good of a badge. Other than that, I think Genesis is a better name than Mega Drive, and I think that a lot of the signage is cooler. I think the front not having the Mega Drive and Sega is actually better. I think that is a better choice and a better design choice. That is heresy to some people, but that is my personal opinion, is that it is an improvement. It's a cleaner look. But yeah, I can't pretend like the gold isn't like a cooler. It certainly is. All right, and then this goes like this. Yeah, it goes like that. Okay. And then this goes here. And then I need to finish this off here with this piece and 2 of these pieces. It's coming together pretty nice, all things considered. As I said, I did do some grilling today. I am full of meats and breads and potato salad and having a pretty good time with it, gotta say. Had a good time today. We did not have any guests for dinner. We did have some people come over to hang out a little bit, and that was nice, just to visit. So that was all the fun of having guests, but none of the pressures of making sure that my guests had food that I was 100% thrilled with. So I had the element of fucking up, which is nice. Because, you know, like what? Oh no, I disappointed my parents. I mean, I've done that before. I'll do it again. Like, yeah, that's fine. But friends and family, I don't want to disappoint friends and family. Immediate family is fine. Other family, I'm like, don't really want to. If I can avoid it. Sometimes you can't avoid that shit. But if I can avoid it, I will avoid it. There's not a lot of news to talk about, but there's a little bit. An update to a previous story. A little bit of context, which I think is interesting. I don't have much to say about this, but you may remember that earlier this week on Tuesday, it was revealed that IO Interactive has done some layoffs of some folks on the team there. This was there was an unannounced, like a codename only project that was out there that Microsoft was helping to fund, and they have decided not to do that anymore. And so, which is obviously a fucking nightmare, and people got laid off at IO. We can expand the timeline a little bit on that. Thanks to Morton Elgard, formerly of IO Interactive. I won't bury the lead here. This is a former employee. Friday, 007 First Light release party, celebrating the company's best reviewed and fastest selling game ever. Monday, get a text from coworker, there's talks of redundancies. Tuesday, called in by HR and let go. And that's fucking hard to read, the timeline of that. And Matt Piscatella gives a little more context on that. 007 First Light was the best-selling game of May in the United States and the biggest ever opening for a Bond video game. Obviously, that's because there are only so many Bond games and the price of it and all that. But even then, this is an incredibly popular video game. And of course, the Matt says poor sales, best sells, just doesn't seem to matter much anymore. And again, this is not IO Interactive saying, hey, we sold all these copies of this game and we're doing well and it reviewed really well. Fuck yeah, everything's coming up Millhouse. Let's lay some people off. This is them laying off people on another team. Unfortunately, the success of First Light is not such that they can just keep everyone around when a game gets canceled. That is the reality of the situation. And it's a reality that fucking sucks. There's no way, no hiding it. It fucking sucks that is the reality that we are currently in, that a game a studio can have a huge hit and then not be able to weather unexpected lack of promised ongoing support and income. And not be able to weather that. And it's it's fucking rough, man. It is rough out there. Shit's not good. That is obviously an understatement to say that shit's not good, but shit is not good. I'm going to, again, be applying both stickers here, both the one I want to use and the one I don't want to use. So we'll be using the on sticker here, and then the other on sticker. We'll be applying both of those to these pieces. I can put this on like this so I can see how I want it. But yeah, that was an update that sucks. We've talked previously on these streams about the United Video Game Workers, which is a game developer union that anyone in the United States and Canada can join. And the union members at United Video Game Workers, which is part of CWA, have announced they have established the Game Worker Hardship Fund to provide a financial lifeline to struggling developers impacted by layoffs. This is not a huge sum of money, but it is something, and it is better than nothing, and it is a good first step to have something out there. The funds will support game workers across the United States and Canada who have lost their jobs or have been impacted in other ways as a result of the wave of job cuts that have swept across the video game industry. Eligible applicants can request either a small cash sum of up to $1,000 or a larger amount ranging from $1,000 to $5,000. Funds can be requested for a range of reasons, including for basic life expenses such as groceries, medical bills, and rent. And then the UVW has stressed that applicants do not need to be a member of the union to seek financial assistance through the fund. And those that wish, I will say that those who wish to support the initiative financially must join the union, as the fund is being financed via membership dues. So they are hoping that people will join to help with this initiative. That this could be not only a way to help people, but also a way to further increase the numbers of the union. This is a nice little thing. I don't have a lot to say about this, except that it is cool that it is happening. It sucks that this is a vital, necessary thing that we can point at and say, "Oh, that fucking whips ass," and is great and necessary. Is a shame that it is necessary. And again, $5,000 at the maximum. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, will drop in the bucket, but vital for survival. And there is if you would like to help and you are not a game developer looking to join a union, or you're not a game developer, period, a way you could help would be to buy the Necrosoft Games charity bundle that is on itch.io. That is using that'll be used to bolster the hardship fund. So that is another way to do that. And in the show description, I will link to that, and I should link to that in chat. Let me find the link to that. It's not here. Actually, it's not in the game developer article, which is annoying. But let's see. There's the bundle by Ukraine. Okay, there. Let me see if I can find it on the itch page here. Creator of that, member. I'm viewing their creator page. I have the games they make. I cannot find a link to this bundle. I apologize. That's annoying. Necrosoft Games. They might have. It might be that they haven't launched it yet. Because I do not see a link in any article here. A link to apply, but I have not seen a link to the that. So Necrosoft Games might not have launched that yet. So my apologies. When that happens, I will include a link, or when I know about it. Oh, never mind. I did finally find it. The Game Industry Hardship Fund. I did find that. I am linking it here in the chat, and I will include it in the in my list of stuff here for the show description of this when it goes live on YouTube after the fact. How you can join the bundle and all of that. Great. Excellent. We talked about that. I'm happy. There were layoffs happening here at Red Rover, the makers of Engine Fall. And they have made layoffs they have several offices at Newcastle, the United Kingdom, and Oslo, Norway. They had investment from Crafton, and we don't know how many people got laid off. But there were layoffs there, and unfortunately, it is an element of my streams where when I see news about layoffs, I do talk about those pieces of news. That is, unfortunately, a part of our streaming process. So when those things come up, I do talk about them. Let's see. This isn't much of a story. But I did want to bring it up. You may remember this, that Helldivers 2 was on Steam when the game came out. And you could just buy it and play it, and it was not a problem. And that's because Sony was having issues with the PlayStation Network. They were having issues with the PlayStation Network, and they didn't want it to negatively affect the launch. So they just made it so, like, any motherfucker could do it, and it didn't matter. And then they were like, actually, the PlayStation Network works again, so we're going to change this shit, and we're going to make it so you need to log in with your PlayStation account, and obviously you can make a free one, if you want to play Helldivers 2 on the PC. And because we're doing that, we have to restrict it. So if you live in a country where we don't sell things through the PlayStation Network, which is 132 countries that Steam sells stuff to and PlayStation Network doesn't, well, then your game doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't work anymore. And that became a huge fucking issue because it was like, well, why do you sold that knowing that? What are you talking about? Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. What the fuck are we talking about here? And it was a whole big thing. And eventually they pulled back on that because of rightfully people being fucking furious. Sony's at it fucking again. They're at it again. Marvel Tokon Farting Souls is blocked in 132 countries on Steam because PlayStation Network isn't for sale there. And you need a PlayStation login in order to play Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. We're fucking doing this shit again. This shit is back. Fighting Souls, Lord Crashington. The souls are of a fighting variety. They may or may not fart. I do not know. I have it on good authority that Captain America does not fart, but other Marvel characters in this game might. I don't know that. Let's see. Can't expose by the network and any of this under 30 listed. Yeah. This is exactly, again, the Helldivers 2 thing. There is, like, it's just that shit again. Let's see. This also includes the Epic Store because the PC release is also on Epic. And so it's not, because there were some people that are like, is this like a bug with Steam that this happened again? It's like, no, because it's also true in Epic's case. There are just people who can buy games on Steam and Epic, but also can't buy them because again, PlayStation doesn't have a marketplace in that country, which seems like a fucking PlayStation problem that they need to fucking address at some point, especially because people won't be able to buy physical discs soon in those countries. So you think they would try to get that shit working? Because obviously, people buy games. They're buying digital games. Feels like Sony is leaving money on the fucking table by not doing this shit. Seems really stupid. The list of countries include Jamaica, Iran, Belarus, Egypt, and Nigeria. I do not have a full list. I'm sorry that I don't. And you need to have your PSN account linked so you can do crossplay. I mean, that's the reason why. It's because it's crossplay purposes. But again, if they wanted to, they could fix that shit. And they just seem to not want to fix that shit. Which, obviously, fucking sucks. A real garbage party. It sucks for people who are excited about this game. And seems very stupid. It just seems very foolish and stupid. This has been a problem before. It will continue to be a problem. You would think they would be working on solving it so they could make more money. I'm actually going to try to see if I can find... Okay. I have the list of the now apparently 129 countries that you cannot play Helldivers 2 on Steam in because of that list. Afghanistan, Albania, Algeria, Angola, Antarctica, Antigua and Barbuda, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Bahamas, Bangladesh. The person who never takes you to Bangladesh also won't play Marvel. I'm not even going to finish that. That's a bad joke. Barbados, Belarus, Belize, Benin, Bhutan, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Botswana, Brunei, Darussalam, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Cabo Verde, Cambodia, Cameroon, Central Africa, African Republic, Chad, Comoros, Congo, Cuba, Côte d'Ivoire, Democratic Republic of the Congo. Say their full name. Try not to fuck that up again, out of respect. Also, did I do this right? Yes, I did. That's right. Sorry. I will continue here in a moment. I'm just making sure that I'm doing this properly. Djibouti, Dominican Republic. I gonna put this. Okay, I skipped a step. Sorry, everybody. I have to pull these pieces out because I goofed. I was like, this isn't right, and it's because it's not right. Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Estonia, Eswatini, Ethiopia, Federation States of Micronesia, Fiji, Gabon, Gambia, Georgia, the country, Ghana, Grenada, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Guyana, Haiti. Hey, you can't play Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls in the Vatican City State. PlayStation does not have an online store presence in the Holy See, which is the Vatican City State. The Chicago Pope apparently can't buy PlayStation games in that city. He's got to take his PlayStation 5 across the border into Italy to get his fix. Sorry, I know this is not the point. This is all I can fucking think about. Chicago, there is a non-zero chance that the Chicago Pope's a gamer. We don't know. We don't know if the Pope's not a gamer or not. We don't know. But Vatican City can't, the Vatican State can't get your gaming on. It's crazy. Sorry, this is unrelated to what we're actually talking about, but also makes me laugh a lot. So I had to talk about it. Where I left off, Iran, Iraq, Jamaica, Jordan, Kazakhstan, Kenya, Kiribati, Uzbekistan, Laos, Latvia, Lesotho, Liberia, Libya, Lithuania, Madagascar, Malawi, Maldives. The beautiful country of the Maldives does not have the PlayStation Store. Mali, Marshall Islands, Mauritania, Mauritius, Moldova, Monaco, Mongolia, Montenegro, Morocco, Mozambique, Myanmar, Namibia, Nauru, Nepal, Nigeria, North Korea, North Macedonia, Pakistan, Palau, Papua New Guinea, the Philippines. That one got me. That one I was very surprised to find out that you can't buy that they don't have a presence in the Philippines. That to me feels kind of wild. Rwanda, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Martin, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Samoa, San Marino, San Tome and Principe, Senegal, Serbia, Seychelles, Sierra Leone, Solomon Islands, Somalia, South Sudan, Sri Lanka, State of Palestine, Sudan, Syria, Syria, Tajikistan, Tanzania, Timor-Leste, Togo, Tonga, Trinidad and Tobago, Tunisia, Turkmenistan, Tuvalu, Uganda, United States minor outlying islands, Uzbekistan, Vanuatu, Venezuela, can't, Vietnam, Western Sahara, Yemen, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Those are all the countries that are blocked from purchasing games because PlayStation does not have a presence there. If there are others, my apologies. It's a lot of fucking countries. There are countries that are involved in Eurovision that you cannot buy PlayStation games in. And that, like, numerous countries. There are, like, multiple countries that are just like, yeah, no, you can't. That's wild to me. Moldova can send songs to Eurovision. I didn't know that Chicago Pope can't get on the PlayStation Network to play Helldivers 2. And that's sticking with me. Also, I might want to send this I might want to send this list to Jeff Gersman, a man that loves reading lists, to see if he wants to read this list here. I want to see if I can, yeah. Because that's a pretty crazy list. So I wanna, if I can, I want to send this list to Jeff, see if he wants to read that out, because he is known for reading out long lists of things that are related to PlayStation. I don't know if he wants to do that. But anyway, that's, like I said, there's not a lot of news this weekend, which is, good. That's a good thing. I wanted to see if anything had popped off with this website. No. Again, I'm hearing fireworks. There's lightning and thunderstorms in DC. That's unpleasant, I'm sure. The couple people I know who are in DC right now, one of whom lives there, one of whom was visiting, seems to be in trouble. And the other person I know who lives there is just like, yeah, I'm in a house. We're watching stuff on YouTube. Everything's cool. And the person I know who's visiting is like, this is not good. Just news about State Fair. Yeah, that seems to be the big news stuff that's coming across, people. And again, I am hearing fireworks, and I am doing everything I can to not jump out of my seat when the big ones hit. But it's dark out, and this was the thing that I was expecting to happen, so I am not overtly worried about it. I'm not freaked out by it. All right, so we got to put on one of these is going to say, again, the gray 16-bit, not my favorite. The gold 16-bit is better. That is the one place I think the Mega Drive has it over the Genesis. But we're still going to do it because, like I said, time permitting, I might just show you what the Mega Drive looked like. I have all the pieces to do the swap out, and I might do the swap out. Oh, you know what I never did say, because I said I was going to talk about it on Thursday, and then I didn't. So I owned a Sega Genesis. I'm that old. I did own a Sega Genesis as it was out and about, and I got it. We were an NES house. Got the NES. Had some NES games. I never bought a lot of games. I rented a lot of games. I never bought a ton. Lord Crasher says we had a storm this afternoon, but now it's fireworks time. That is pretty loud for me. Yep, that's the thing. And then because it's a weekend, you'll hear more tomorrow that they didn't set off tonight. I know I got at least another day of them here. Anyway, so I had the NES, and I did ask for a Sega, a Super Nintendo, I should say. I wanted a Super Nintendo because I wanted the new Mario games, and I wanted some of the stuff. I rented a lot of games. I didn't buy a lot of games, but I got gifted them. But what ended up happening was, and my cousin, my older cousin, had a Master System. So I had played some Master System games, but not a lot of Master System games. But the thing was that my immediate cousins, my first cousins, my mother's brother's sons, got a Genesis because the sports games of the Genesis were better than the NES, or were going to be better than the Super Nintendo. So that was the idea was, well, if you want to play the sports games, you get that. I didn't care about the sports games, but my parents' reasons that if I had the same games or some of the same games that my cousins had, then when we got together, I could play games with them, and I would know what games that they were playing, and I wouldn't feel left out, which is very nice of my parents. I did not see my cousins that often. It was an unnecessary thing. So it is. I have only owned 2 Sega consoles. Now, there weren't that many, let's be real. But I never owned the 32X or the Sega CD. I didn't own any of the add-ons. I had a Genesis, and then I bought a Dreamcast. I bought an imported Dreamcast from the company I was working for. And I didn't buy a Saturn. I was ready to buy a Saturn. My friends, you know what? Did Chris ever actually have a Saturn? I don't know. I apologize that I don't remember if Chris Kohler owned a Saturn. He must have. I only played the Saturn. No, you know what? He did. He definitely did. But my buddy Matt had a Sega Saturn. And so that's where I fell in love with the 6-button Saturn controller, which is a fantastic controller. We got the NC adapter so we could use those controllers with the Dreamcast. And I owned a Dreamcast. So I've only owned 2 consoles. I was ready, but then the Dreamcast was out, and I had the opportunity to buy a Dreamcast. So I never owned a Master System. And again, never owned the Saturn or the 32X or the Sega CD. And they were good. You know, I liked the Genesis. It was a cool looking console. Like this is sharp. I like the look of this fucking thing. I'm happy with what we got here. Everybody say goodbye to Sonic. Sonic is going away. We'll never see Sonic again. Until we lift this up, you can always see. They made it so you can always see Sonic. It's actually very easy to take this off and show the Sonic underneath. It's actually very simple to reveal Sonic is here. That's kind of fun. I replaced my SNES with a Genesis Christmas money and then had to sell it 6 months later when my parents got me a PS1 for finishing 5th grade. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, get that. PlayStation time. It's PS1 time, everybody. I have absolutely no use for it, but part of me still wants a Tower of Power. I mean, I want to stick a... Like, if Lego puts out a expansion for this with the 32X and the Sega CD, I'm sure someone is making a Game Gear that fits in this slot. If somebody's making a Game Gear that can fit in this slot, I would consider getting the parts needed for that. I'll have to look at Bricklink and see if somebody at Bricklink is doing that shit. Again, I don't know if anybody's doing that shit, but if somebody's doing that shit, I am interested in that, and maybe also the Tower of Power. Now I'm going to build a cartridge with bag 4. We got some extra pieces here. We gotta open up bag 4 and then get bag 4 together. And I also have, again, all of the extra parts needed to switch this from a Genesis to a Mega Drive. If we want to. If I want to, at the end of the stream, I might do that. But first, I need to know. Gotta make sure the bag is empty. This bag is empty. We're good. Toss that aside. Then I gotta open up this smaller bag. Do you have the Game Boy kit around? I'm wondering how big this thing is since it doesn't look that big. It is small. I can get the Game Boy. It's not... I don't have it at arm's reach. But at the end of the stream, Lord Crashington, I can get the Game Boy so we can compare the two. And I think that's actually a good idea. And something, I'll say this, Lord Crashington, I should have thought of, but I didn't. But yes, I can get that. I have to move some stuff in order to get it. It's not readily available. It's not in arm's length. I can tell you that this is how it compares to the dinosaur poop. It's bigger than the dinosaur poop. There. That's something I can tell you. Lord Crashington wants me to hit the dance button. I will hit the dance button. Thank you for using your channel points for the dance button. Here is this very chill dance song. I'm doing a lot of swaying to get across the movement that is happening in the hip region. Yeah. Oh yeah, now let's get low. Yeah. It is. It's slow dance. Yeah. It's a song that you're like, oh, I didn't even realize there was music playing underneath this this montage in this YouTube video. Oh, I didn't even realize that this person was talking over music. That's got that there. All right. Put these all over here. We will take a pause for the cause in a moment or two. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel and everything that I do there. I'm just making sure all these pieces are black. They are, and then I can shove them all over here. They're all the same color. And then I do not believe that I have any other duplicate things to do. I believe all of this is just the controllers that say Sega and the cartridge. But yeah, let me we'll take a pause for the cause. We'll come back. We'll build this. Also, 2 new anime to chat about. Will I continue watching both of these shows? I actually have no fucking idea. But I did watch the first episode of them. I didn't realize how black the Genesis was until I see it, just a sea of black pieces on the screen. Yeah, I mean, this is all the stuff that I put over there that I just pushed aside are all the controllers and the cart. It's a very dark console to, you know, to juxtapose with the gray, the very grayness of the NES. They were both trying to do they were both trying to make this a thing that is not a toy, but it is an entertainment item for the home, you know? A sleek thing. Not everybody was trying to do that, but that's kind of what they were going for. Oops, sorry about that. Anyway, before we get into building this stuff, we do need to take a pause for the cause. This is my opportunity, friends, to talk to you, the viewer, about ways you can support me, the streamer, if you'd like to. You are more than welcome to do these things, but you don't have to. It's all optional. But if you want to support me, that's cool. If you're currently a subscriber to the Build-A-Bear Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave Lego Scythe Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime and you have it linked with your Twitch, you have Twitch Prime, you can use that token for anybody. If you want to use it for me, I would love that. But you could also gift a sub. You gift the sub to anybody in the community you wanted to, anonymously, or you can take credit for it if you wanted to do that. Bits and coins always appreciated. If you want to be the top of the cheerleader board, you could do that as well. Again, these are just ways to support me, and you don't have to, but if you wanted to, it'd be cool. You could also join me on Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. Over on my Patreon, there's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. Tomorrow, my $5 and $10 patrons are going to get a link to the next episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club, which for everybody else releases on Monday. But patrons, like the $5 and $10 tier patrons, get it a day early. So if you really want to know, if you really want to watch the video where I talk about all of the isekai out this season, then you got to check that out. Right now, I don't have... I mean, there's some that I'm watching. I'm not covering... I don't think I'm covering any isekai at the moment. I'm going to have to, though, because there's a couple that are pretty fucking good. A lot of returning shows, a lot of season 2s or 3s that I'm watching, or continuations from last core, so... but there are a few that are pretty fucking great. Now, I have I mentioned... I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube channel, you can, of course, subscribe for free. And if you would like to become a member, you can do so if you wanted to. Membership, $2 a month. You get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So you'll see them before other people see them. So if you really want to know what my favorite shows from last season were, you got to watch that. You got to watch that, and you'll find out. It's pretty all right. Pretty cool that you can just do that. Those are monthly ways to support me. If you just want to throw something in the tip jar, I have a Ko-Fi and a PayPal, and you can make direct donations that way. And everything I make, every dollar I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense. So if you watch my YouTube videos, you are supporting me and this stream. Through that, through Patreon, through Twitch, all that goes into a fund. And from that fund, I pull money out to buy model kits and Lego sets. I was able to buy this Lego Sega Genesis because of your generosity. Past you is helping present me, and if you want to help out future me, those are ways to do so, if you wanted to. Now, I have a backlog of stuff that I am fucking stoked to work on. I'm very happy to work on some of that stuff. But, let's be also real about this. If you wanted to say, Pat, you don't get to work on that, you work on this now, I'd be thrilled with that too. You could, if you want to buy something for me to build and have it jump the queue and become the next thing I work on and get a dedicated YouTube video about the thing you purchased, go check out my Amazon wish list. Anything bought on that wish list jumps the queue, becomes the next thing that I work on. I forget about my backlog. I have a Lego 3-in-1 Fierce Dinosaur Lego set that I just put on the wish list. That is a T-Rex and a Triceratops and a Stegosaurus. And I would love to build that. That is a cool looking... The T-Rex comes with a skeleton, like a skull of a Triceratops. And that's badass. So I'd be happy to build that. You could buy that now and then I would build it. Ahead of other stuff. I got model kits and Lego sets, inexpensive stuff, very expensive stuff, all kinds of things and things. See if there's something there you'd like to see me build, and you can just buy it. Make it a late birthday present. Meanwhile, if you don't want to buy something on Amazon, and I get it, I have an alternative, which is I have a wish list on Throne. And as of today, on my Throne wish list, there are items on there that are from Gundam Planet. So you can buy Gundam Planet stuff for me to build through Throne, which is awesome. This is a true thing. This is like a thing that is just legit, I should say, not true. It's legit. They have a storefront on Throne now, thanks to, I believe, my friend Vectroid Rara messaged them on social media being like, hey, it would be cool if you weren't on Throne so that I didn't have to have Gundam and Gunpla via Amazon on my wish list. And they were like, we got you. So I have 4 model kits on my Throne list that are that would be coming through that. There's also a DeLorean model kit from Tonk Toys. Toynk Toys, Toynk, Toynk, that is a model kit, apparently, that looks really silly. That's on sale right now, so you could buy that on my Throne wish list. But yeah, now I've got a couple things in there that come from Gundam Planet, and so that way, not only you're supporting a small business, you're also supporting a small business. Now, if you want to support me financially, you thought about it, you decided I'd like to support Pat financially, but I need to do it in a complicated way. It needs to be a ridiculous way. I need a lot of steps in order to support you financially, Pat. Well, you can go to USA Gundam Store and buy a gift card. They will send you an email with a gift card code. Then you can copy that gift card code from email and send me a whisper here on Twitch or a private message on Blue Sky or Mastodon with the gift card code, and I will use that gift card code to buy something at USA Gundam Store. Yes, I'm just a small business, man. Indeed. That's the most convoluted and complicated way to support me, and people have done it. As I've said previously, more people have bought me gift cards from USA Gundam Store that have bought me stuff off Throne. But I still keep Throne around because it's nice to have alternatives. I have a Discord, and you can join that Discord. Come hang out in the Discord. We'd love to have you in the Discord. It'd be nice. It'd be neat and nice. Couple video links for you to check out if you'd like to. Pat Baer's Anime Club. As I said, I'll have a new episode up on Monday, but the previous episode was my video about this current anime season that we find ourselves in, and the previous anime season that just aired. So you can watch that long video. It was based on a live stream that I did. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. And I am talking about my favorite shows from the spring season, including Akane Banashi, which is a phenomenal series that you should check out. It's available subbed for free on YouTube on their official site. And in that video link that I shared here, you can get that link. It's in the description there. You can also watch it on Netflix if you want to watch the dub. But if you don't have Netflix, you can still just watch it for free with good subtitles on YouTube. That's how I watched it. Even though I have Netflix, I still preferred to watch it on YouTube. And it looks fucking great. That show absolutely rules. It is attempting to visualize the feeling of a rakugo, which is a storytelling, often comedic storytelling, Japanese style storytelling. There is English language rakugo. There are people that are bilingual or multilingual that also do rakugo in English. Something is lost in the translation. The idioms don't always work, and sometimes they're not native English speakers, and so a little is lost in translation, even though they're the ones doing the translation. So watching it in anime, I wish I understood Japanese better. I think that would help me appreciate the show even more, but I still think it's pretty fucking rad as it is. Now, I have some anime to talk about, some new shows to chat with you about, which I will certainly get to. And before I do that, I do need to drink some water. And I need to dramatically transition back to the overhead camera. And we'll do all of that right now. All right. Man, I don't know if I'm going to keep watching Chainsmoker Cat. It's on Netflix. It's also on, I have to look at this because somebody will do the comparison and tell me. It's also on Ocean Vale, but I think Netflix is the same version that Ocean Vale got. I don't know for sure, but I believe they're the same. I'm certainly not going to get Ocean Vale just for one show that I'm not fully convinced I'm going to keep watching. But I don't know. Again, I don't know if I'm going to keep going with this. So there's like a broadcast TV version, and then there's a version that's just on premium channels, and I believe the Netflix has the unadulterated one, but also I don't know for sure. This is a slice of life about a cat girl that's addicted to cigarettes. It is a comedic slice of life, again, about a cat girl addicted to smoking. And there's not much else I can say about it other than I'll go through some of the episode, and I think I'll leave it to you and your best judgment if that's a thing that you're like, fuck yeah, or, oh, no thanks. Because I don't know. I'll tell you about the first episode. Yanako is a cat girl. Again, addicted to smokes. Her landlord is a human. There are other cat girls, as far as I can tell. I don't know how many humans there are. Yanako, in the opening of this, spills she spills tar juice, from spit, tobacco spit, on herself and her landlord. And then later, she spills cigarettes from a new pack onto the ground. And just to get a sense that this girl is hopelessly addicted to cigarettes and is kind of a real fuck up. She tries to work a bunch of part-time jobs so that she can earn money for cigarettes and ostensibly also rent, but certainly mostly cigarettes. But because she's a chain smoker, she pisses off her coworkers. And she is stuck living off of just a couple hundred yen. And more important, for a week. She can only have a couple hundred yen for a week. But more importantly, she's only got 6 cigarettes to last her a whole week, and that's just not enough. So this is a fucking crisis of unimaginable degree. So she calls her sister, Imoko, looking for some money and help. She gets nicotine patches to try to. Basically, the help she's offered is, hey, what if you started nicotine patches and you could quit smoking? But that's not enough for her, so she does the thing that I have seen in real life, where she applies a bunch of nicotine patches all at once. I'm going through this quickly because this is a fast-paced show where a bunch of stuff happens kind of all at once. And it is, even though it is a slice of life, it is still a little frantic. She blows a smoke ring in the shape of a heart. And we find out a little bit of the landlord. In that one of the reasons that the landlord hates the fact that our girl smokes so much is the smoke reminds him of his abusive father. Which, again, I must stress, this is episode 1, and it's already like, oh, well, fuck, okay. Here's our tiny cartridge. Bloop. Right in there. Bloop, right in there. Let's see, what else do I have in here? She takes a bath and she falls asleep naked, which causes her to feel sick, to get sick. So we get introduced to her sister. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize I didn't have it centered. Thank you, Lord Crashington. Here is the Sega cartridge. And it goes in like that. It doesn't clip in. It just kind of goes in. Just kind of goes in. And then you can see that it goes in like that. And it goes in like that. I'll put it on the side while I build the controllers. Let's see. What else happens in this episode? Yeah, it's pretty neat. Again, it doesn't lock in. But it's not falling out. So it's kind of tension in here. So it doesn't fall out, which is nice. Even if it doesn't lock in place, it's not going anywhere. So that's nice. That's a fun little thing. All right. What else can I say about this episode? Again, I'm just listing like weird things. Okay, so she gets sick. So her sister, who we kind of like got introduced to earlier in the episode, she shows up in a fucking hazmat suit, which is a good bit of visualness. There it is. This is a piece of car. To nurse her back to health. Yanako has a nightmare about a doctor visit. And she makes a promise to quit smoking to her sister. But the episode ends with her looking up into the stars and seeing the Milky Way. And that inspires her to start smoking again. Because she sees the beauty of the Milky Way and it's like, I need to smoke. And that's the end of the episode. So I don't know if I'm going to watch episode of Chainsmoker Cat. I can't tell you if this was good or bad or kind of good. It was interesting. It was engaging. It's different. I have Netflix right now, so I was like, well, at least I watched the first episode. I don't know if this was the broadcast version on Netflix or if this was the full version. And if I want to see the one that has boobs or whatever, or heavy drug use, I have to watch the Ocean Vale, which I'm not. Again, I'm not spending that money for Ocean Vale. I don't need that. I'm good. I don't know. I wanted to watch this first episode, but I don't. I might watch the second episode, and I might stop the second episode and go, actually, I'm good. I might just good out, but I'll at least start the second episode. I can tell you that. I can tell you that I will at least begin episode 2 of Chainsmoker Cat, which I thought, again, was interesting, but maybe I would get tired of it and it would feel old. I don't know. It's certainly not the show about smoking that I'm most interested in this season. I have not started Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. I do want to start that. I think I'm waiting until like episode 7's about to come out, and then I'll just like get caught up on it. I don't think I'm going to cover that show. I think I'm just going to watch it. I need one of these pieces. I don't have the black properly knolled. I just have it all together, so it's kind of hard. I'm like hunting and pecking right now. All right, so we put this here. We put this here. Now we put 2 of each on one, 2 of each on the other, and then 2 of each of one, and 2 of each of the other here. The other show I want to talk to you about is one that I expect. Hey, folks, I'm going to cover this one. I really like this manga. And I am excited to talk about it on stream. So I do believe that the Frontier Lord begins with 0 subjects. I think I'm going to continue to cover this one because I really like Diaz. I think Diaz is like a fun character. He's like a lovable goof and like really strong and nice. And I think I'm going to go for it. Because I think it's going to be a fun time. To talk about our first episode, Diaz at a young age started off as a soldier. He has been in an army for 20 years, which is crazy. That life expectancy of that is not that, but he has distinguished himself at being really strong. And the king says, "Hey, I'm retiring you. You are going to be done with this." Well, I gotta get the. Sorry, I need to just. Did I miss a step here? No, we did that. Why is that piece? Where? Step 128 is to do this. That's 128. 127. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm now figuring out what I messed up on here. Put those on there and those on there. But what of this front piece here? Where's this front piece going? Oh, wild. Hey, Lego fucked up. This is unbelievably strange. It is so rare to see this. They have step 127 and 128 switched. As you can see, this is step 128 where you do this front part of this piece here. And 127 already has that front part there, and then it has you do the side parts. I've fucking never seen this before. This is Lego fucking up big time. Like, that's fucking crazy. It's unbelievably rare to see that. That's wild. All right, yeah, so I got to do this bottom step because I was like, wait, where's this part? This part here. I was like, Like I couldn't see the step for it because it was messed up. That's crazy. It is time to sue Legos for damage. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, what's crazier? Coming across a fuck up for a license thing or coming across a fuck up at all? Like, I think both are actually kind of wild, but it is just wild in general to see Lego fuck up. I just never expect to see that. Just unreal, yeah. Okay, so we'll put that there, and then we'll do the same thing with this one, and then we'll go back to step 127, the unbelievably rare fuck up. Just, I'm sorry, I'm like completely thrown by that. It is crazy to see that, to see them just completely do something wrong is shocking, actually. All right. So Diaz, he's retired by the king, and he's given a territory, and it is in the grasslands, the Nez Rose territory. It is a barren area. There's just grasslands. Nobody has ever tried to do anything with it. Is this a punishment? Is this like setting somewhere Diaz where he can't cause trouble? Because if he was in the capital, people would try to use him. It's unclear why the king has done this. Does the king actually believe that Diaz is going to be able to turn this place into something? But either way, Diaz, does his duty. He accepts the job. Seems like a common error for this kit on the Google search I just did. Well, Lord Crashington, yeah, I would imagine Lego doesn't make like batches to test market. They make a ton of them. So it is just like there are probably a lot of these manuals that exist out there. Everyone in version 1 just got the mistake. But like that is still unusual to come across. That would happen on a Lego set. It is surprising. Because again, I cannot tell you the last time I saw something wrong in a Lego manual. It's maybe happened one other time. Okay, so Diaz meets Alna, she has a horn on her head. She is a native person. She is definitely hostile to Diaz being there. But her horn keeps glowing blue every time he talks. And that leads her to go like, oh, okay, you're being honest with me. You're telling the truth. And he's just like, hey, I don't know what's happening here, but I am your ally. I am on your side. She is an Onikin, and she leads him to the chief mole of the Onikin tribe. And apparently they have hidden themselves away. Diaz was not supposed to easily find them. They believe that the king stole the grasslands from them. So they consider the king to be an enemy, and therefore they would consider Diaz to be their enemy. Which makes sense, but they also were hidden away, so maybe the king didn't even fucking know they existed at all, but still not a cool thing, not a good call. So obviously it would be honest and obvious to know, okay, yeah, they're not thrilled with Diaz showing up and saying, yeah, hey, the king told me to rule over this land and develop it. I'm here to do that. So they are not pleased with that information. Again, I say, fully, understandably. There we go. Their horns can detect intent, and they glow red for enemies and blue for allies, which is very helpful. Yeah, basically they recognize, oh, this dude is on our side, and they believe him. And also they kind of get the sense that, hey, Diaz is a good dude, but he might be a dumbass. This dude might be pretty fucking dumb. So they're like, okay, sure. We'll give you a tent and some food. And hey, if you hunt monsters and you raise a herd, here's some sheep. Here's some starter sheep. If you raise a herd of sheep and you can protect them and you can hunt monsters, we'll trade with you for the monsters. Like, basically, they don't accept him in the village, but they're like, we're not going to go to war with you. We're not going to try to drive you out or whatever. Like, you seem pretty okay. So they got some bars, which are named the sheep. And Diaz goes out and kills a bison, which impresses Alna. Like, again, he might be an idiot, but he seems pretty strong. And Mole is like, oh, all right. This is the manly guy. Hell yeah. Because apparently the Onikin respect manliness, is physical appearance is not necessarily as attractive as usefulness. So he's proven that he's a real man's man because he can hunt and provide. Let's see. And then Alna starts showing up. And she's just like, here's some advice about putting together a village. I can do some cooking. She is, again, intrigued by him. She is maybe interested in him. And Diaz feels like embarrassed that he is like leaning on her for so much support, but like he is unprepared for what he's trying to do here. Alna suggests, hey, why don't you go on a monster hunt? And Diaz is like, yeah, all right. That way he can get some supplies to do some trading. And it turns out the other Onikin are like, they're like respectful that this dude has got the goods and he is definitely like a manly guy. But Alna seems like obviously interested in him. And so the other Onikin are pretty fucking like jealous of him and kind of fucking pissed off about what's happening. But he proves that he's a real man's man by doing some great jobs in the hunt. We also find out about the first piece of like cool magic bullshit in this thing is that somewhere along his travels, he fought a shogun. And when he defeated the shogun, he broke his weapon. So he took the shogun's weapon, which is a battle axe that repairs itself via magic. It is a magical self-repairing battle axe. Which is fucking cool as hell. And it's big and everyone's just like, damn, dude, you lift that? Hell yeah. And then a fucking dragon shows up. An earth dragon shows up, which is a smaller dragon, but it's still a fucking dragon. And attacks Alna and gets completely destroyed and crushed by Diaz. Diaz is just like, oh, no problem. Don't worry about that. I got you. And just wrecks that thing, to which our girl, Alna, says, all right, yeah, I'm going to marry this guy. Okay. That's that. And we set up a fun adventure series that is also a slice of life that is sometimes very chill and sometimes gorgeous and fun and sometimes very stupid. There's a lot of manga. It is a slow burn. We won't hit, the anime probably won't hit a lot of the stuff that I have come to really love about the show, which is okay, or the manga, I should say, which is okay. But I'm going to be covering this one weekly. It's on Crunchyroll. It is, it's pretty fucking great. I think it's a fun time. That is, of course, The Frontier Lord. It is, what's the full fucking title? The Frontier Lord begins with 0 subjects. It's a good time. I'm into it. I recommend it if you're looking for something to start this season that is like a pretty chill, enjoyable little slice of life. I think it's pretty neat. We are continuing to work on controllers. Now is the part of the stream where I would like to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you up to? What are you into? What do you got going on? I always love hearing from you about those things and things. So if you feel like telling me what's up, feel free to tell me what's up because I want to hear. All right, I need 2 of these, and I need one of these, and then I need. I will tell you that your friend Pat has been playing more Mecha Chameleon. Or Mecha Chameleon, I guess is the actual name for it. I say the wrong name sometimes. Mecha Chameleon. I'm playing a lot of Mecha Chameleon, and it is just really great. The clone thing has been really fun, where you can make multiples of yourself and to try to optically elude people. You can't change the color, but on certain maps, that doesn't really matter. And it leads to some pretty dumb shenanigans that I have been pretty partial to. So that has been fun. That is my current the multiplayer crew that I'm a part of. That is our game of choice right now. Is Mecha Chameleon. We just think it's neat. Is this supposed to be up higher? Oh, some of these instructions lead a little bit to be desired here. I want to say that's right. No, that's too much. It should cover that one. Okay, so it's this. Okay, it goes like that. Okay. Controller, done. We got to do the other one here. So yeah, I'm having a good time with that. My most recent playthrough of Fallout 4 with mods, I just defeated the Institute, so I'm running around with a bunch of goofy stuff. In the last fight with some of the people in the Institute, I did bust out if you saw my my showcase of what my weird playthrough is. You saw the undead creatures that you can summon with the dumb mod that I have. So I did use that, which is very silly. Yeah, I think this is where that goes. So that's very silly in a way that I really like. So I was doing that and had a good time playing that. I did a little bit of that today. I'm currently Kate, the foul-mouthed Irish mercenary, is currently. I'm currently going through a dungeon, a vault, to get her the ability to get her off drugs. Because apparently, there are drugs she could take to help her get off drugs, but we got to visit a machine in a vault and fight a bunch of gunners who took over that vault for unknown reasons. So we're doing that now. Killing a bunch of gunners so that we can get her the help she needs to get off Psycho. Because I'm good like that. I'm a good guy. I'm helping out this companion of mine. All right, so we got to put this on here. Put this like this. And put this on there. But yeah, I'd like to hear from you, friends. Did you do anything for today, for the 4th of July? Did you get a burger somewhere? Did you have a get-together with some people? Or are you planning on doing that tomorrow instead? Or if it was just a Saturday where you just hung out and did whatever. Did you have work yesterday? Let me know how you're doing, what you're up to in the chat. If you've just been a lurker today, that's still fucking fine. I don't mind that at all. You can certainly lurk. But if you got stuff you want to tell me about, feel free to let me know what you got going on, because I do like hearing about it. So you can always let me know what's up. That's all right. So it's gonna be like this here. Okay. Controller. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else that I need to talk. I mean, I watched some wrestling last night. It was on Monday there was a new show called Produce, which is the guy that used to co-run Jersey Championship Wrestling, Orange Crush, Adam, has a new thing he's doing where he's doing monthly shows under the name Produce, where he has they're co-produced by a wrestler who kind of curates the show. And it's a really cool idea, and it's pretty unique, I would say. So I watched that show. It's on my AEW. You can buy just the one thing. This was Jonathan Gresham produced the very first one. And there's also a musical performance, which was like, I don't think particularly good, but there was a musical performance that happened throughout, and it was kind of a neat show. Good matches for sure. But that is, again, on myaw.com. You can pay for it for just the one thing, or you can buy like a bundle of a bunch of them if you wanted to. I am not telling you to do so. I am just telling you the information. I don't work for this, but I liked it. It was a good time to watch that. Watch that with some friends. And we had fun doing that. All right, this is the controller cable. We're building the controller cable. Lashbrook was a bit hungover, so it was time to put on some old standbys. So you watched Hudson Hawk and The Prestige while playing a bunch of Guild Wars 2. That sounds fucking rad. That sounds like a great time. Didn't do much today, but I did end up deciding to go to the Quick Trip and get a hot dog for dinner. Hell yeah, Lashbrook. I appreciate that. Sometimes you just got to get yourself a hot dog. A hot diggity dog. I get that. You know, sometimes you want to be a little festive with it. Go for it. Lord Crash says, I went over to my parents for a little cookout. Nice. For a couple hours, and then drove home during the rainstorm that we got. I've beaten Mold Washer again as I'm trying to get all of the collectibles and other achievements I'm missing. Nice. I have not touched Mold Washer since I last streamed it. I will get a little farther ahead with it before I stream it again, but I haven't touched it. I do want to. I've been meaning to get back to it. I just haven't. I did find out what I was missing in Do You Even Forklift? There was like a achievement thing you needed to do in that. One was find the bowls of noodles, and the other one is doing something else, and I won't say what that is until I do it on stream. But I will say it was annoying to find out what that was. So I'm doing that now. When I play that, which I haven't done new levels in Do You in Forklift. I'm just going back through all the old levels to do it. So here is our Sega Genesis in its raw form of the Sega Genesis, and we can put the controllers in. Got our little controllers here. Just kind of... Now, I know some people do not like these controllers. They do not like... they wish there was more effort put into them, and I agree. I feel like these are a little... these are a little wanting on these controllers. I have never built the NES. I have not built the Lego NES. I cannot compare that to the Lego, to this. It is... it's a small little thing, but I don't mind that because I am having fun. I did have fun putting this together. And you don't want it to be too big. So we'll just do that so that way this can all be together here. But here it is. We'll just put like that so you can kind of see the controllers. And let me take a photo of this, and then we will... I will go to the pre-show screen, and I will get up and I will get the the Game Boy, the Lego Game Boy that I have built, so that we can compare the two. But let me get a photo of this here. We'll put this like that. You know, trying to see how I want to take this photo here. I could just unplug one of them. I could do like that. Push this like that. And then just kind of put this here. Yeah, so that way I can get it in frame. Yeah. Go like that. Okay. And then I'll also take this off here with the hidden Sonic. All right, so give me a second. I will be back. I have to go and get something that I can use for comparison so that I can compare this to the Sega, not the Sega, the Sega Genesis and the Game Boy. So hold on. I will be back in a moment or two. All right. Here. Probably hear me talking. That's fine. I'm aware of that. All right, I'm gonna come over here. And I put my headphones back on, and then I go to main, and here we are. So, we have this. I'm going to get rid of this image so that I have more room. I don't need this here. Okay. So, here is this is the comparison. Obviously, this is small. You know, this is a small scale. These are not to scale of each other, right? Which is fine. Oh, my Zelda cart has come apart a little bit in the bag here, which is fine. Anyway, we'll use this. Yes, I have left the Game Boy on this whole time. The lenticular lens is on there. This whole time. If you didn't watch my streams building this, this is a labor of love and is phenomenal. The switch has weight to it. The on-off switch has weight to it here. The buttons have give to them and bounce back and make a clanging noise. The volume it moves, which is fantastic. And also the contrast moves. You can't open up the battery compartment, which is fine. It's fine that this doesn't open up, but you can also insert, and there's like a little, somewhat of a click noise, or click over there. It's not, it's not the most stable thing in the world, but it does clip in. And there's displays for various things of that nature. If you want, and then there's also a stand, which is really nice. Yeah. This thing is, as I said, it is a labor of love. It is a phenomenal design. Oh, that's that piece there. That's right. I think it goes in like this. I can't remember. No, is it like this? I can't remember how the stand works, but yeah, something like that. Yeah, so you can put a stand on it. This is an unbelievable, fantastic build. It is one of my favorite Lego builds of all time. Oh, they give you an extra rubber thing here. This is a tire. This is a tire that is the select and start buttons. It rules. These aren't, this is just unbelievably cool looking stuff here. It's really fucking cool. And is again, one of my favorite things I've ever built for Lego. Comparatively, this is obviously a much smaller scale. This cart and this cart, like the Sega Genesis here is a fine build. I think this is fine. Obviously, the error in the instruction booklet is fucking wild. It's crazy that there was that big of an error in there. I am kind of fucking really thrown by that. That happened. That's kind of crazy. That has happened. That they let that happen. Is kind of wild to me. Oh yeah, I meant to do this. We're gonna make this a Mega Drive. There's one thing I need to know is how that looks. Okay, it says Mega Drive Sega. Okay. So we're going to make this Mega Drive happen, and then I'm going to take a photo of it as a Mega Drive with, I said sorry to myself here. I'm going to make this a Mega Drive, and then I'll take a photo of it with the Lego Super Nintendo. All right, so that goes there. And then this is not the easiest thing to swap. This is you make your choice, right? Like, you make your choice which one of these you want. You kind of can't just do this willy-nilly. The piece did fly away, but I am able to get it nice and easy. But yeah, this is not a thing that you... Like, I don't expect people to do this. I expect people to make their choice. I should say, I assume that Lego, wants you to make your choice and live with it and not do this, not swap these out, which is fine. I will most likely swap this back. I don't expect to keep this as a Master System, or a Mega Drive, I should say. So we got, again, the coolest part. The coolest change between these two is the part where it says 16-bit in gold. That is better. The Mega Drive, that makes them that is an improvement over the alternative. Okay, and then I gotta take this off. Whoops. Oh, no. There we go. Found the piece that I dropped. Okay, everything's okay. Everything's okay. Everybody, nobody freak out. Everything's fine. All right, so now I need to pop these three pieces out here. This one, this one, and this one, and then have it say Mega Drive Sega. All right, there we go. After just a few changes, and then realizing, oh wow, these don't all line up because I didn't do them lined up, and wanting to change them, which I'm going to do now. Because I didn't do these at the same time, so my Mega Drive is all fucked up and doesn't look right. I can now go in. I'll take this here. This just doesn't look right, so now I want to fix it. Okay, we'll put that like that. And then, yeah, I wish these, obviously it's because there are different pieces here, but I wish these were, I wish it said Mega Drive as one big sticker, as opposed to two stickers that you can get wrong. That's better. Okay. So I have turned this Genesis into a Mega Drive. A little bit of bonus stuff. You're not going to get this. I mean, maybe other Lego builders are going to be out here doing this, but I certainly don't know anybody doing that. So then we'll compare it. Or then we'll also just take this out so you can see. Yeah, we can do that. All right, and that's gonna do it for tonight's stream. This got a little silly because I dug out again one of my favorite builds, which I've kept in the instructions and all the extra parts. I kept every part of this that I could think of because it fucking whips ass, as I said. And if I didn't block out my background, this would be in the background, so you can see how fucking cool it is. This thing, pretty fun build. Pretty happy with how it turned out. I want to thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I hope you had a good time on stream. I had a good time. Not tomorrow. Monday, I will start a new build. It is a model kit build that I'm very excited about because it is the SNAA. I have to look up the full title. Pardon me. Let me look up the full fucking title of this damn thing. This is the SNAA, the Round Table Knights Iron Sickle Kai. It is the upgrade, the Kai version of the Iron Sickle is the name of the kit. The Round Table is the name of the sub-brand. SNAA is the company that made this. They are a Chinese company. It is my first time working on their kits. And I'm excited to put this thing together and see how it turns out. But that will come on Monday. We will start that. First third-party build that is not a bootleg that I have ever done on stream. So that's interesting. So thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you for spending some of your Saturday, some of your 4th of July with me, your friend Pat. We are going to end tonight's stream with a raid. That is how we end every stream around here. We're going to go find somebody doing cool shit that we want to go hang out with and see if it's time to hang out with them. The girl Ra Ra is doing some stuff with some DVD things, showing some weird DVD stuff that she's got her hands on. We love Ra Ra over here, so we're excited to see whatever the fuck she's got going on. She's been streaming for 6 hours. I have no idea how much longer she's going to go, but Ra Ra does stream for a lot. She streams often, so I have no idea. It could be the end. She could be raiding somebody in a minute. Or she could go for another 4 hours. But we're going to go hang out with Ra Ra and see whatever the fuck she's up to. I want to thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope you will join me for my next stream on Monday, where I will start a new kit, because that should be weird and wild. Thank you all so much. I will see you on the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.